April from the Noble Garden. Today is June the 12th, 2021, and I'm going to give you guys my 6th garden tour of 2021. In case you haven't been watching and you're catching this video, I do live in Zone 8A, Central North Carolina, where we have long growing seasons. We will start up here with my container plants, and then we'll go down into the main garden. So here are my potatoes. I do think I got some blight going on. I am going to buy some copper fungicide, which is organic, today, and spray everything down. I'm also going to spread things out and get the tomatoes away from the potatoes. It's just too crowded up here. But here are my container potatoes. And look, guys, I have ripening tomatoes. We're excited. I'm really hoping by the end of next week, or technically the end of, Friday or something. Today's Saturday, so I'm hoping by Friday. There's some back there just ripening a little bit too. The other day, I counted all of my determinate, here's some more determinants, tomatoes, and I counted 100 of the tomatoes just on this deck. That's not including the ones down the bottom. These are harder, and these are going to be spread out too. They're harder to see. It's harder for me to show you guys. They have bunches of tomatoes on them too. See? I'm going to spread these out too. I think everything's just too close together. So here are some remainder plants that need to go in the ground. Except for my herbs. They're staying like that. Here's my herb tower that has finally started doing stuff. So I planted the holy basil on the top. But my deal... Let's see. That's peppermint, oregano. After I already planted that oregano. Dill. Funny story, my kids decided to pick a couple of sunflower seeds out of the chicken scratch, and they sprouted. They think that's cool. Here's some potatoes. Look how lovely potato flowers are. So we want these flowers to die. We want the whole plant to die back a lot before we... So this is just another stage they're in. They're in the flowering stage. They're going to flower, and then they're going to die back. And when the plant looks like dead, that's when the potatoes should be ready. So we're getting there. We're in the second week of June. Here are my newest tomatoes that I planted. Looking good. I have some in the grow bags that just aren't looking that good. I'm going to hit them with fish emulsion today and see if that helps them. That's the only one that looks good. The other 4 don't, so I'm going to hit them up with some nutrition. Here is a look of my tomatoes. As we go around the big garden, I do apologize. It is super weedy. I wanted to weed and mow before doing this video. However, everything is soaking wet. We've gotten about 4 inches of rain in like 2 days. So everything's growing wild and crazy, and there's not much I can do about it. So you're just going to see the garden, what it looks like after it's rained a whole lot in 1 week. These tomatoes have taken off. Hopefully you can tell the difference between tomatoes and weeds here. I did come out and weed the bed itself. I just didn't get to do, and I weeded that by hand, of course. I just didn't get to get stuff out. Look at these tomatoes. They're gorgeous. My purple basil, which I did try. It's not purple basil, right? It's red basil. I'm going to keep getting that mixed up. But I did taste it, and it's delicious. Here is some cherry tomatoes growing. This is the chocolate cherry. Lots of babies on there. Plant's getting big. I need to do some staking every Saturday. I feel like I prune and stake after the videos. These are my sun golds. They're a orange cherry tomato that are delicious. Excited about them. Guys, this little runt that I planted has actually gotten a little bigger, and he looks good. My triple crops are looking good. Getting taller. Down this aisle, you'll see that that's a basil. These are peppers. These are different color bell peppers. The habanada, which is a unspicy habanera, is not looking that good. But hopefully, I see some extra green. I'm going to hit all my peppers with Fish Emotion as well because they're not looking their best. Some are starting to look a little bit better. I had a few die on me. That's okay. It is what it is. But they are getting more greener. I removed a dead plant from here and replanted this with Arzo con Polo. I'm sorry for pronouncing that a little off. Here's another red basil along with a white sunflower. I forgot the name of it. Vanilla ice. There you go. Vanilla ice that finally popped up. My holy basil. More tomatoes. Look at these. This is our Cherokee purple. One thing I'm watching for is bug damage and splitting. Splitting is going to happen because it rains so much. Bug damage I'm watching for to see what treatment I do next. And I am seeing a little bug damage, probably from a worm. I don't know if y'all can see that hole in that tomato. That's probably from a worm. I put BT down earlier this week, but now that it's rained, the BT's come off. I think I'm going to hit everything up again with my look how beautiful everything's looking. Neem oil mixture. I'm sorry, my brain forgot because it's so interesting and everything. The neem oil mixture. I think I'm going to hit up everything with that again this week for bug reasons. Paul Robinson, I'm excited to taste. It's supposed to be like a Cherokee purple color, but it's supposed to be a smoky taste. And he's got, I hope you guys can see that. He's got 2 right there, and that's a 3rd one right there. You just can't see it yet. It's exciting. Now this is my early girl. It's supposed to be the earliest ripening tomato, which is the reason why we were interested in it. And it's got a few babies on it. Here's some more peppers. This guy right here is the reason why I want to hit it up with some fertilizer, because his leaves just did not do well. He did not do well. I want to give him some nutrition. There's a lot of them I just want to give them some nutrition. Their leaves fell off this year. That didn't happen last year. As I'm looking at them, guys, though, some of them are getting bigger. And I actually do have a pepper growing right there. Let's see. See? And this one is the Sweet Heat. It's going to be a red one. There's me another regular green basil. Another last row of tomatoes here. This is the row that I put in last that, to be honest with you, is caught up with the rest. Dr. Witchy's my favorite tomato. We got what Dr. Witchy growing there. And we have a Dr. Witchy growing there. I'm so excited about.
Look, I got my own bed.
There's some more. This is my Golden Jubilee. Just got a few. The last 4 down here, I don't know. The last time I looked, I didn't see any growing on it. But they are your German Johnson. That's very popular in this area. I don't see any tomatoes on them yet, though. But the plant themselves have gotten huge. All right, guys. Let's go look at the rest of the garden. So here's the watermelon patch. I've had a few seedlings pop up. I've also had some weeds picked up, popped up. I'm going to weed it and mulch it. The hills that don't have them, my dad gave me a couple slips that he had sprouted that I'm going to put in. I want at least 1 per heel. So that one over there that has 2, I don't know if I've decided what I want to do. I could put a couple more seeds in too. Because this one right here was old seeds and they didn't pop up at all. Here, you guys, are a actual just little view before we actually get into it. These sunflowers here have heads on them and they're about to bloom. See? How exciting. This bed needs to be weeded really bad. It is what I'm going to work on as soon as I'm done with this video. Here is my holy basil and my borage. You can see my onions and my gorgeous lavender and zucchinis. So my zucchinis have got attacked by borers. They get attacked every year. What I did this year is I injected BT, per some research I've done, into the stalk of it to see if I can save my plants that way. I'm also regularly spraying BT on it and picking eggs off. And honestly, I'm just going to keep injecting BT into a stalk and see if I can figure out a way to save zucchini for once. But I do have a zucchini growing. That is exciting. All right, guys, here are the green beans growing up the... Look at that. That's exciting. They're flowering, and I should have green beans here soon. I'm looking now to see if I've got any baby ones to show you guys, but I don't see anything. But they are growing up. So this broccoli has completely turned to seed. I need to research how, like, do I let the pods dry? Like, how do I collect the seeds? If you're watching this and you know how to collect the seeds, leave me a comment and tell me what I need to do now, because I want to save broccoli seeds. Might as well, since I did this. Green beans. The green beans are going wild. I love it. I actually got to harvest a few of my cabbage heads earlier this week. This one right here is probably getting closer. You see my broccoli in there and my cauliflower? I might want to go ahead and get that cauliflower up today. I don't think it's going to get any bigger. And then my carrots, and look how big my okra's getting. Okra loves the heat and it's gotten really hot. I don't know how much more any of this cooler weather crops are going to do. You can see that my peas are still hanging in, getting taller. It's gorgeous. I just don't know how much more it's going to go. But once I get up all of this cooler weather crops, I'm going to replace them with corn, and I'm going to replace them with squash and zucchini. I did, and it's a mess right there, harvest one of my kohlrabies. But it was the first time I've ever tried one, guys. I really liked it. So during the fall, I'm going to grow me some more. There's one right here, actually, that I can show you. It's not quite ready. I'm going to try and give it like another maybe week. But it's probably about time to go ahead and take it up. There's another holy basil. My cantaloupe is getting bigger. My honeydew is getting bigger. Pumpkins are growing. Look at my noodle beans fighting the... This is where the problem's going to lie, guys. I have noodle beans that are twisting themselves all around these peas. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I just don't know how much more I'm going to let the peas be, because I want the noodle beans to take over that spot. And the broccolis and the cauliflowers, none of that's going to do anything anymore. It's gotten too hot for it. So hopefully next week you'll see a transition. I'm going to take out the cooler crops and replace them with seedlings, not seedlings, but seeds. You probably won't see nothing. But I want to transition over. Noodle beans. You can see that they are starting to climb. Can't wait to show you what noodle beans are. If you don't know, they're delicious. More cantaloupes. I had originally put a Kajari melon, which is a small personal melon that I have been dying to try from watching another YouTuber. And I'm hoping out of these 3 seedlings, just maybe one of them, it's a Kajari melon. And then I'm hoping, and then there'll be some type of cantaloupe. I bought 2 different types of cantaloupes. Some more red basil that's doing good. And here is my corn. Getting bigger. And like I said, we plan on growing some more corn. Now guys, something that's had the most growth, I think, is these cucumbers. And I knew it was coming soon for them to come take over. I'm looking at these beds and I'm ashamed almost because I seriously need to come and weed. Cucumbers. I'm hoping to see a real cucumber growing soon. I have been craving some cucumbers from this garden. More cool weather stuff that I really don't think is going to do anything. I think it's gotten too big and too tall. Yeah, Mama needs to most definitely put some bug spray out here again. Because look, that's that Harlequin bug that we talked about earlier. That's what it looks like grown, guys. So I need to come out here with some neem oil. If it ever stops raining, I can put some down. Underneath there, you will see a squash plant. This is another reason why I want to move on, because that squash plant needs more room. Another squash plant. Look at my onions. You see them getting their big old heads? I tell y'all, every video we are so excited. Look at a bee. Work, bee, work. Get your job done, bee. I used to be scared of bee, guys. And then I realized there's a male cucumber. And that is a female flower. The cucumber part. Right there, you see that's a female flower? And then the male flowers are the ones like this that don't have a cucumber in the end. And you'll watch the bee go from the male to the female, and that fertilizes the cucumber, and that's how you get cucumbers. Anyways, the whole bee story, guys. I used to be afraid of bees, and now I love bees. This garden looks amazing, minus the weeds. And I do have 2 blackberries to share with you guys. I did eat 2 earlier this week, and I didn't let them ripen enough, and they were a little tart, but a little sweet at the same time. I haven't shown my peach tree in a long time, but look how more leafage it's getting. Yes, I know it needs to be weeded. It looks bad. The weeding as a gardener never gets done completely. It's a never-ending job. And the kids and me have been working on weeding the flower garden. We have that one section left before we can finally mulch it. But as you can see, the sunflowers are getting bigger, looking good. And the other thing you can see are the moonflowers starting to climb. All right, guys, here are my baby chicks. Everybody's spending some time outside. They're getting so big so fast, and they're all getting their feathers. They're enjoying the outdoor a little bit today. Last part of the tour are my chickens. I'm assuming Gladys must be laying an egg because she's not out here, but there's Georgia in my comments. Without looking at their bracelets, I can't tell them apart. What? The kids have already been in here and gave them some scratch, so I'm not going to give them too much, but I did want to give enough for you guys to see them. Healthy as always, guys. Looking good. There you go. There's my garden tour for today. I want to thank everybody for watching. And remember, if you like my videos, like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you.